Hey guys, it's VW. It is Wednesday night, and I just got finished with another kind of harrowing day. I got some stuff done. I'm gonna get a grant done for my mom. I'm gonna finish it out tomorrow. I worked on it today. Um, the guy was hitting me in the heart. I woke up. I slept 12 hours. Slept from I couldn't go to sleep last night, and I watched some targeted individual videos. I watched one really good one. And I subscribed to his channel, so I think it's up on my channel. It's kind of scary, but then it had some target individual testimonies. But it is a scary situation. And like I've said a bunch, my gang stalking's off the hook. I mean, it is I drove out and there were just lines of cars with one light. I think I'm just gonna start getting them on video. And just because they're somebody's checking up on my videos, and they're not happy. I guess I don't know if it's because of the videos or because this guy is hitting me in the heart that the gang stalking is accelerating, is growing. Like I told you all about that Star Trek movie where Spock is looking at the big lava thing, the big lava wave coming at him, and it's if it shows the thing in his mask, and then he just starts praying, and that's what I kind of felt like today. I saw an EMS vehicle, a bunch of sheriff's vehicles, and I don't know, I'm not saying these people are involved and they're oh, we're killing this guy in his house. I don't know who knows what. That's what I'm kind of learning slowly, and I've kind of known it all along, and I'm not going to go into a bunch of theories. I may go into some theories once I get safe, but somebody is watching my videos, and it's linked to the gang stalking, the people on the street, vehicularly harassing me. I slept really a long time last night, 12 hours. So when I woke up, my back, the inside of my back and my heart, it was I was having trouble breathing, because the guy's going specifically for my chest. Then I started moving around. I felt like I was dying when I woke up, and I really, I was mad, and I was I think I'm dying, and I'm not trying to complain or anything like that, but that's when I really feel mad at my stalkers, and I want to talk to them. I want to say you're crazy, you're a murderer, and then I say stuff like that. But then after about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, I started feeling better when I was moving around. It started feeling less like it was microwaving me. I have 3 personal neutralizers. I know one of them one time went off without me knowing it, and I started getting hit in the chest really hard, and then I noticed it was off. So these things really do work. They do create a field around you, and I don't know how much I'd be being hurt if I didn't have them. I've like y'all see this, I've started putting the heavy duty aluminum over my aluminum polyester, and then I got this big 10 layers of aluminum polyester, and I put them around my body just to check and see where they were hitting me last night. And this part on my face started feeling really good. So they're hitting me on the face. If they can't get enough power to hit my heart, I think they go for my face, my genitals. I really think they monitor kind of your pain. I don't know how they know if they're hitting you or not. They seem to know if I'm not in pain. They seem to know when to kind of move it around and kind of work with things. I still have the theory. That it is some drones. It is some drone activity. It's not a satellite or cell phone towers, because it's so accurate, and it seems like I'll go to places, I'll be okay, but if I sit in a place too long, it will start getting a lot worse. And that tells me that it's something they can move. And maybe not drones. I don't know. There's a couple of options, but I don't know. All theories, and I don't want to throw out a bunch of theories. I did on the video last night, because I haven't put these videos out yet because I look super crazy in them. And I'm going to use that term crazy. My post-traumatic stress counselor says she hates the term crazy because it's dismissive, but for us, I'd like to say we look crazy because it's a dismissive term. We're not mentally ill. We don't have anything going wrong in our brains, so people think that we're crazy. That dismissive term, it's also negative in its connotation. So I like saying I look crazy when I'm doing this. because I'm not really crazy. I'm not really mentally ill, but I do. I look like I'm just talking crazy. And I'm gonna put the videos out, but I do want to put a couple of videos out, maybe just relaying what happened. I was coming home from a movie and I saw 3 military jets doing jet streams over right when I was coming home, and I was watching a video last night and it kind of came together for me. People talk about smart dust or they talk about chemtrails or whatever. I don't think it's that. I think it's a lot simpler. I think the video said it, and it was a theory. I don't know if it was a theory or it was on some kind of science show, but they were saying that it's a chemical basically that vibrates at the same frequency as the electromagnetic weapons do, so it makes it easier for the electromagnetic weapons to hurt your body. And so, and that makes sense because I see those chemtrails or jet streams or smart dust or whatever. I don't think it's nanotechnology. I think that's way too science fiction-y. That's like way off in the future. This is what this stuff is that's hitting us, target individuals. It's the illusion of technology that's so far gone like that. It's just chemistry. It's chemistry and stuff that's in our wheelhouse. It can be connected to real science. It's not nanotechnology or little robots or anything that's like way off that doesn't connect to grounded chemistry and grounded physics and stuff that is very literal and in our world, and it's just taken a step up, And so it's simple chemistry that when these guys, and I think the big, well, I don't want to go into my theories, but I do think the big thing is testing the electromagnetic weapons. I think a lot of people don't know what's going on. People that are gang stalking don't know the big picture. The big thing is testing the electromagnetic weapons. I think this because of the amount of jet streams I've seen over me and maybe targeted individuals in my area. Then I'll start getting hit in the heart a lot more and I'll feel it a lot more. And then I've just kind of connected things to that's it. And then they put the gang stalking. My gang stalking super heavy. I have EMS vehicles. I have sheriff vehicles from other counties. People with the one lights driving around me real fast and trying to cut me off. So now it's getting kind of dangerous. It's like people are taking it a little bit too far. And they have to, I think. This guy's going crazy. Yeah, he's trying to hit me in the heart. He's trying to put me away. I think it's because of the reasons this is done. And this isn't, and these are just theories, so take them with a grain of salt. This isn't one agency. This isn't the police. This isn't the FBI. This isn't the CIA. It's not the NSA. It's none of these organizations. This is no organization or anybody involved in gang stalking knows the big picture. And when you have a black project or you have something like electromagnetic weapons being used on American soil, nobody's going to know what the F is going on. Not even the guy shooting the weapons and burning the people in their houses. And that's just a fact. It's like he doesn't even know the big picture. You know what I'm saying? And the people around him definitely don't know anything. They don't know what they're doing. They think that they're gang stalking, it's fun, and maybe they get stuff or a little bit of money. Who knows? I don't know though. I don't know if they're getting money. I don't know if they just like to do it. I don't know if they just believe in it. I don't know. I don't care. But the thing is, when you have something, and I'm not saying that it's definitely a project to experiment with these weapons on the American population. I'm saying whenever there are weapons like this, military weapons like this, and they're using something and moving it above humans and then targeting them in their homes, nobody's going to know F. Nobody's going to know F, because what that's going to be connected to what we call the military-industrial complex. And these people make black projects so black that nobody knows what's going on. Nobody involved. These people, the EMS guys and the police, they can think that they are caravanning a dangerous criminal. Everybody's told something different. Everybody's lied to. That's why I make the metaphor of this huge lava wave coming at me that I'm looking at, because it's not like a bunch of people that I'm talking to and reasoning with. I heard it on the radio today, and it said, there's no logic to be found in insanity, and it was talking about war. Once this stuff gets started, it's a big lava wave of evil. But I don't want to go into all those theories. It could be a million different things, and nobody even knows. Even the people participating have no clue. Some of them just want to do violence to people. The only thing I really do think when I see these gang stalkers out there, I don't see anybody who is looking for justice, looking for the truth. I don't see those people. I see people who are like they're getting something, or they want to f somebody up. They want to get their aggression out, and they're happy to be there. I see some people who actually look like they're recently released criminals, and they're doing, they get in this program because of that reason. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have a lot of theories about why it's going on. I mean, my neighbor, who has 2 daughters and a wife, he is trying to kill me in my home with very advanced military equipment. And then I see Air Force jets that are, spraying something in a trail that doesn't go away, that dissipates over me. And it's in areas that I go to. And it's many times, multiple times. And I have video footage of this when I'm just coming home from a movie, and it's at the exact time. And it's like, I don't want to be, like I said, I'm not egotistical. There could be many targeted individuals in the area that they've got to take care of, that they've got to put this. And I think it's just a chemical that vibrates at the same frequency, and it reacts with these electromagnetic weapons so that it hurts us more. And I know even saying that on a base level, not going into nanobots and things that are going into our minds and making our, even saying just something regular like that, like I saw it and I've connected it up, and this guy is ex-Army, he's obviously going to have some Air Force buddies. This is going to be connected somehow. And what happened in my situation is that somebody in my apartment complex had connections and had that kind of weaponry. They said, let's get this guy, out of this apartment complex. And they weren't thinking, okay, this guy's going to be set up in this program, and we're going to, do the smart dust, and we're going to kill him. They didn't have that in mind. But once it was going, a bunch of people who were involved said, okay, we have this situation now. Let's go ahead and use it. And it's grown. It's just grown. And I guess some people are getting stuff out of it. They found a way to get stuff out of this, to milk this cow, to kind of to get their agendas met. And I have no idea what those agendas are. I know that it includes a lot of vehicular gang stalking. I drove out, I woke up at 2, like I said, I slept too long. When I sleep for 12 hours, I'll wake up and I was shaking because my back was with heat. The inside of my back, I was having trouble breathing because he had just trained it on one side of my back, the left side. I guess that's where your heart's near, and he's trying to hit my heart and really just keep it trained on my heart. But I woke up. I had a hard time waking up and breathing. I got up and I moved around for an hour and a half, and I felt a lot better. But my gang stalking, then I went out, and it's immediately, in my neighborhood, people are coming, they're driving with their lights on. But the people with the lights, I put them on. People drive around with their lights. Sometimes I drive around with my lights in the daytime, and it was cloudy today, But then I see lines of people with one light on. By the street that I go out that's right near my house, just lines of people, trucks, mostly big trucks, and they're the people that kind of will drive around me real fast and try and cut me off, but other cars too, and then I'll kind of see them in their car. It's always a person on their cell phone, trying to hide their face and looking cool, maybe with some sunglasses on. I said this to my dad today. I was like, I think our culture is just putting on a pair of sunglasses and being as big of a douchebag as you can be. And I'm upset. I'm mad because these people really are. This guy's really trying to kill me. He's that's determined. That's happening. And I think that's why my gang stalking has increased. I don't think it's because of the videos. It may be. I'm actually getting some good information. I'm actually, making some good points. But the thing is, it's not nobody's going to get on these videos and be like, this is why it's happening. This is the big answer, and this is why it's happening, because the people involved don't even know. The people involved, they don't know F about S. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even this guy shooting the electromagnetic weapons at me, he knows maybe 25%. of the big picture of why he's doing this. He just knows he's got to get it done. He was told by something. He's on a mission, and he's in a program, and he's doing it. So you think these people driving the street, if that guy knows about maybe 25% of why they're doing this, of why people are doing this, why the military-industrial complex is doing this, or why corporations are tied into this, or why the Air Force is involved, or anything like this, nobody knows. Nobody knows the big picture, you see? And so we, the people who are being attacked, we're not going to get on here and be like, okay, I'm Einstein, and this is why it's happening. Look at this, boom, boom, boom. But I can say, without a doubt, that the people driving the street doing the vehicular stalking, they know about maybe 1% of why this is going on. They're told lies, and they're just filled up with lies, and then pushed, and here you go stalk this guy in the store, or go drive around this guy with one light, and put your arm out, and look kind of creepy. That's what they're told. So nobody in this, and that's why I just want to kind of say, nobody's going to be making these videos and being like, this is why. Although I do see videos and they put all this information together, it's about gathering information from here, and 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 tying it together, and then you make a big picture. And then it doesn't matter that all these people don't know about it, because you're bringing stuff in and you're tying it together for the big tapestry that is the truth, that is what's really going on. And we can do that. I want to get off of that, though. I can't believe I got off onto that. I was trying not to. I just wanted to say, and I wanted to make a short video, and I'm not doing bad. I mean, I'm scared to go to sleep, but I'm going to start sleeping at probably 4-hour intervals. I'm not going to sleep. I'm not just going to go to sleep, because when they're hitting me at night, it makes me sleep more. It makes me tired, and they're hurting me, so I can't wake up. It's almost like being concussed, I guess. I'm doing okay, though. My genitals are pretty safe. My head, except some of the small muscles in my face they can get to. But I live in this. All other targeted individuals, you understand, it's like you either... And I've seen people, and they don't shield. Like, people, they're just like, I'm not going to shield. Like, I've seen one guy who lived in... He's living in Taiwan, I think, and being gang stalked. And he's like, I'm not going to shield because, I want to show medical people what's going on with me. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to take that route. And I'd like to tell him, don't do that. Don't do that. Shield so you save your life, so you protect your body, because it's going to be hard to prove anything. It's like I'm getting hurt even through the shielding. And it's like if I go to a doctor... they're not going to connect it with what's really happening. And more, I'm like, that guy's strong. He's really smart. He probably knows who I'm talking about if he peruses, target individuals. And when I say anything about another target individual, you know that I'm saying it with love, and I'm not saying it with cynicism like this guy's stupid or anything. This guy's awesome. I love him. He's in the same kind of situation I'm in. He gave me information and strength when I needed it. So whenever I talk about somebody and I'm like, well, they're doing this and I kind of disagree, know that I say that with so much love, and I know they're intelligent, and it's just like I kind of want to help them, because this is hurting me through all this. And it's something they can get and pinpoint it. And it hadn't been like that. It took them a long time to do that. Like, just in the last maybe couple of months, it's been very, very accurate. And then my gang stalking has gotten a lot worse, with sheriffs caravanning me, sheriffs from other counties. And when I say police are involved like that and I see them, I'm not saying that they're involved in gang stalking. They could have been told, like, hey, this guy's dangerous, we need to go look, we need to watch him. They could have been told anything. Because what I'm saying is this thing is a big chaotic lava wave. That's what I'm trying to just relay. And so that's what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with something that's like going to be easy to handle. And that's why these things are done this way. It's so evil that the middle, the center of it, the chocolate chewy center of evil, it's going to be hidden by all these other layers, like the gang stalking, the noises they try and do, the street theater, people messing with you in supermarkets. That's all to make you look like you cannot be believed about anything. That's important. That's the most important thing about the covering that covers the big chocolate chewy center of evil, is that you aren't believed about anything. That's what people want. And they've got that with me. My parents don't believe me. They look at me, and I talked to my mom about it, and I was just like, I shouldn't have said anything tonight. We were having a great dinner. I was helping her with the grant. Everything was going fine. I was just going to shut my mouth. And I ended up saying, I really think people are being experimented on with these electromagnetic weapons, and I think everything else is to cover it up. And I think these people who are doing it, who really know, who know about 25%, maybe 25% of why it's being done in America, they're like, I'm doing this for my country. I'm doing it for national defense. I'm doing it so we can have weapons to protect our countries from enemies. And if this one guy dies who's kind of weird, I don't care. They think they're strong. They think that's a strong mentality, and they're going to carry us through. And this one guy who's kind of weird doesn't matter. And I disagree with him, because I think I matter. I think I can help a lot of people. And I think this whole thing is turning inside out for me, and maybe even for him. I don't know. It's a weird situation. I trust in God. And I've seen things, in my life that I'm not going to say, or signs, I'm not going to say. But I'll turn on the radio, and a song will be playing that speaks directly to me about not stopping, that He's got me, that this is really hard, but He's never left me before, and just trust Him on this. And when I make these videos, I don't write anything down, and I said that I was going to start doing that, but I don't think they would work, because I think this is my heart, and this is the direction of my God. My God, my Savior, Jesus Christ. People have gone in some kind of wrong direction, and a lot of people don't even know what they're doing. They're driving around. They're not looking for justice. They're not looking, to hurt. They're not looking to stop somebody who's dangerous. They're looking to screw around with somebody. Screw around with somebody who they heard was crazy. That's going to be the main thing. That's what I believe. And it may be different for people. Some older people may actually believe in this cause, and that they're keeping things organized and orderly and safe. It's not. This is going to create a dark, dark slave future where nobody's safe. The people, least of all, who are going to be safe are the people doing it, because nobody involved in this likes loose ends. So what do they think the people who are, above them letting all this happen, what do they think that they think? They don't like loose ends either. Now, I'm not saying everybody's going to be wiped out, but man, we're going towards that. And maybe I just feel that way because I'm being targeted and chased around. Maybe everybody feels great and they feel like they're living in freedom. I don't know. I'm just throwing out some ideas. I do want to say that I used the Epsom salt. I used Epsom salt, and I feel a little bit better. It feels like he's trying to target me with stuff, but I feel better. And that's why I connected the whatever kind of trails these military jets are leaving. I don't think it's nanotechnology. I don't think it's little computers burrowing in our skin. I think it's just a chemical that vibrates at the same frequency of the electromagnetic weapons. And I do think they are testing these electromagnetic weapons for whatever reason on some American citizens. American citizens that they deem marginalized or defective or throwaways. That's hard to say. It's hard to think. I'm involved in a real situation, and I do, as a human being, my mind thinks about why is this happening, what will it do to our country. I do really care. I'm not a selfish human being. I smoked weed, and I'll say that, I guess, on every video, just to make sure everybody knows my crime. And the justice system would have given me a $250 fine or maybe a day in jail for the things that I've done. The thing that I've done. But I'm trying to stay positive, and, I want to talk to y'all something about, sometimes it's hard for me, because I don't know, sometimes I feel like I can get through it, and I'm going okay, and I'm defending myself, and it's not that bad. Sometimes the guy hurts me so bad, and I have to sleep, that I'm like, okay, I'm going to die, and I need to do whatever I can with the time I have left. And so I was kind of dealing with that today a little bit, trying to wash it out of the way, so I don't yell at them, so I can... And I shouldn't be saying this. I shouldn't be saying any of this on the video. The guy's surveilling me. this is dangerous, like, because this is info that he can use to hurt me. So I know that. But it's more important to get it out to y'all and to let y'all know what I'm feeling, because I know y'all probably feel it too. But I was dealing with that today, the sense that, I might die from this. And I want to talk to my parents and be okay with them. I'm worried that, I'm worried a lot about a lot of stuff, because once this stuff starts happening, it seems like nobody matters, and many people could become a target. Like, I worry about the people we're going to sell my house to, and there are things that I guess I just can't worry about. But today I was trying to get past because it's hard to know what direction you're going, because sometimes it's like, well, I've got to act in a way as if, I'm going to die soon. I've got to, wrap things up in my life and do things this way. But then sometimes you feel like you need to, I feel like I need to just go get a job and do a regular life, because I can kind of handle it. I get the strength to kind of handle it. And maybe that's a concern for some of y'all too. But I was like watching, I don't know if y'all seen the first Star Trek, and Spock's talking. And I know I'm a movie nerd, I'm a dork, but these things tied in for me, and I think maybe it may hit y'all. It's just, he's talking about the Kobayashi Maru, where Captain Kirk cheats the test, and it's a test where Star Trek, or they're supposed to learn, the Star Trek captains are supposed to learn that in the face of certain death, you have to keep control of yourself and your crew. The worst thing to do, if you feel like these guys are just getting you and slamming you and you don't know if you can take it, the worst thing to do is to go off the handle and to like say a bunch of bad things and cuss and like be like, this is fucked up, and all you got, or talk to him in a way where they can use it and be like, see, he's a bad person and we need to kill him. So that's one of the worst things you can do, and you need to figure out, and I need to figure out, we all need to figure out how to control ourselves and get our faith in line and be ready for that. Even if you're going to move, because we're going to live on. We're going to live on. We're going to fix this. I don't want to say anybody's going to die. Sometimes I feel like the microwaves are so powerful that it's like, that it is bodily, maybe physical. I don't know how to explain that. But we all need to figure out how to control that, because once you do that, if you control yourself, and you believe, and you grab, and you reach for your faith, and you reach for what you believe in, there will be stuff there to help you. There will be stuff there, and I don't know what I'm even talking about when I say that. I believe my God, I believe Jesus Christ, my things in my faith that I don't even know about are there to help me, and they know what we're going through. They know the pain. They're there to help me. But on another more complicated level, I think this technology is it's in the air. There are frequencies in the air. This technology is being used by some organizations for different reasons. And this is just a theory. And I kind of don't even want to throw it out there. But I've had some really good dreams lately. I've had some really good dreams and some really good feelings. And I think there may be some people with this technology who do not like what's going on, and they're using it to maybe help us. They see these situations, they're involved somehow. I don't know. That could be God helping me with good dreams, or angels, or any kind of bizarre thing that you can think of in our religion that would come down to help us. But lately, it's been getting and this may be, I don't know, it may be because I'm getting hurt so bad, and it's just a physical mind reaction. So I don't know. I have a lot of theories about that, but it may be a little bit more complicated, because I've been having some things that are help, or a lot of help. It's a lot of help, and it's like coming from somewhere, and it feels very real. And so I don't know if there are good people who are in some of these organizations who know what's happening to these people. So that's why I say be in control. I say be in control and be good. Be good. Be the best you can be. Even if you feel like you're close to death, your heart's burning, your family hates you, you don't have any money, be the most noble human being you can be, because there's help. There's help, and I don't know how to explain it, and I don't know the millions of places it could come from, but it comes. Help comes. There's a helper. There's the Holy Spirit that comes, and I talk about that. There's also stuff in a very physical world. This stuff is happening in a very physical world, and just as there are some people who don't give a crap and they'd see you dead, there are people who care, and they may not be able to just step in. Like, they may not just be able to be like, okay, you stop harassing that person, because it's just the system is just not like that. The system is like, they would be maybe killed or taken off, and it would all be a silent, just, I don't know. Like, that's something I'm throwing out there, but I am very hopeful that there are some good human beings involved in this in some way. And I'm not saying, I don't know, I don't want to say a lot about that. I'm just saying there's some stuff, some help that I have received. Like, help. Like, I mean, when I was just like, goosh, gonna die, I felt like my heart was gonna fall out of my chest. Like, I'd have dreams that were just like, I had this awesome dream, and it was everything that I wanted in it, and it just made me feel so good. And I woke up, and my back was burning, of course. But it was like, where did that dream come from? Did God help me out there? Did my religion, did Jesus Christ send that to me? Did angels, were there angels? Was it just something physiochemical? I don't know, but it felt real, and it felt like there is help out there, so don't give up. And like, I'm saying that, and I hope y'all can feel my energy right there, because like, sometimes, I'll admit it, sometimes I'm like, hey, don't give up, and I'm dying, and I don't really feel it. I'm feeling like, wow, I don't know how I'm going to survive the day. But this thing, there's something, and this is a very real world with real technology and real people working it. There's something. I think there is something, and some people out there, and they are on our side. I don't know if I should say that, because they may stop helping me, or they may get caught or something like that, or I don't know. I mean, it's such a crazy theory. They probably won't. I'll just it's just another crazy thing that I said. So that's the good thing about that, right? That's the great thing about that. But seriously, I've been getting some like help, like real, just like feelings that just can't be beat, like can't be beat down. Like, wow, that dream was about all the stuff that I wanted. I told y'all about the dream, and it was like so real, and it was so vivid, and it was like I had a dog and a cat and some hamsters and this big house with windows, and I love windows and open areas and high ceilings. That's my computer turning off. Sounds weird. I don't know if y'all heard that. But it was like, and I wasn't worried at all about the gang stalk. Not at all. And there was like this really attractive girl. Of course, she had like I don't know, maybe it was her brother that came over, but she's very attractive, and I don't know, the feelings were good. They were just good. It wasn't really a sexual dream. I don't have a bunch of those. I wish I did. But it was so real, and it was just like, hang on to those things. Hang on to those things. This is a very real world. These guys who don't care about you and don't care about your life, they got some technology, but things I think are happening that we don't know and we don't see. And that, I say that on a spiritual level, and that spiritual level does feed into the real world. It does feed into the real world, no matter what we think, no matter who we are, or how we live. That spiritual world of good and evil, and having good intentions and a good soul, and having I don't think a lot of people think they have a bad soul. I just don't think they're in tune with that, and it kind of creates an evil vacuum. And I tried the other day. Like, I know I get too real on these videos. I say too much stuff that could probably be used against me. Just on a basis of how I feel stuff and how they use this technology to kind of hurt us. But I don't care. I care about y'all. I care about y'all when I'm feeling like I can't even talk to my parents. I can't even look my dad in the eyes, and we used to joke so much and laugh. Like, I'm like, man, somebody's experiencing a whole lot worse. And then I hear people saying they're not shielding, and then I'm like, what? Why aren't you shielding? But I'm getting off of the point. There's just something out there, and it's just, the other day, okay, what my point was, the other day, I was trying, and I go through these phases where I'm just like, I feel strong, and this stuff, it can tear you down because it's torture. But it's just like, I'm like, I love you guys. When you say you hate me, just picture me saying I love you, and I stayed strong for a little while. But what happens is I wake up, and like they've been torturing me in my sleep. I mean, that's when the guy does it the most. When I'm an American citizen sleeping in my bed, and that's when these guys go to town on you and try and kill you. So I'll wake up and I'm mad, and I'm like, dude, you're a psychopath. You're effing crazy. You've got kids in there. They're gonna get cancer. And I flip out, and he's like, see, you see. And that's not, when somebody's torturing somebody, you don't see anything. Like, I want to tell him to shut the F up. You don't see anything. You're torturing a person. But the thing is, he's torturing them covertly, and nothing he does is on the radar, and that's how he sees the world. He's like, I'm doing this, but nobody sees it. Everybody sees his reaction. That's the only thing that's real. So it is, on a psychological level, this stuff is messed up. It's messed up. That's why I say, like, stay in control, because you're not gonna say something and just knock them down, knock your attackers down. You're not gonna say something and they're gonna be like, well, that guy, yeah, I mean, I feel bad now and I'm gonna stop. It's just not happening in my world, and they just see you as more hateable. Is that blood on my? I don't know what that is. That's not blood. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. It's a good amount of time. It's a 40-minute video. I feel like it was a good video. I was calm and not flying off of the handle, so I must be shielding a little bit. He is still hitting me in the chest, which I worry about. I worry about, like, permanent damage to my heart and my chest cavity and, like, my sternum and stuff like that. And there was a day I like singing. Like, I'll sing the Les Miserables, and I know that's maybe some of you people, some of you guys might think that's a little bit, like fairy stuff. I don't know, but I like singing. It just lifts me up, it lifts me up. And I was trying to sing, and like my voice, like I'd try and hit the high notes, and it was just like, because your trachea is in there too, like right by your heart. And it's like the gifts, those are gifts that God has given me. And I realize I haven't used a lot of the gifts that He's given me. And maybe I'm being punished for that. I don't think the world works that way. I think it's a lot more complicated. Like, it's really complicated sometimes. And for us, it's like really, really complicated, because you got other people's agendas and cultures judging your culture, which they can't even understand because they live a different life, and then they're judging you and trying to kill you. And it's people that couldn't even understand, like, the things that your family does, because they have a whole different culture. So it doesn't make any sense, and it's just death. And that's what it's like. You can't take logic out of senseless death or something like that. That was the quote on the radio. And it was about that guy who got his head chopped off by the terrorists because America was bombing. What was it? They were bombing. Was it Fallujah? I don't remember where they were bombing. It was somewhere in the Middle East near Israel. Lots of stuff going on with Israel and people attacking Israel and terrorists around there. I need to stay more on top of that, but I feel like we have domestic terrorism right in our face here, and I don't understand it, because I don't understand why these people would be wasting their time trying to kill Americans. But then the aspect of the electromagnetic weapon comes in, and I could see people justifying it. I could see people justifying it who were like soldiers who were like, I can get through this. I can kill this one guy if it saves a million American lives, because we have electromagnetic weapons that can kill our terrorist enemies. I get that. I get that idea. It's stupid though, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like it ruins everything. There are better ways. There's always a better way. And these things where nobody knows what's going on and things are being tested on humans, they don't work. They don't work. They just don't work. Transparency and telling good people what's going on, and you can get people who are living like, you can get people in the citizen sector like me, or like creative weird people, the people that they're killing. You can get those people and you can say, look, we're working on these electromagnetic weapons and we need them for our enemies. And you can get so many creative, smart people to figure it out, how to kill our enemies without testing them on Americans, without even testing them on animals. It's possible. It's possible. You can test things that are just like human flesh, or just like, and why even go into that? I don't know why I'm going into that, because it just complicates things more. I just know my situation. I know that it's stuff that I don't understand. There's a lot of stuff going on. I have theories about it. I watched that video and I subscribed to his channel. And he's a good guy who's been going through it for a lot of years. And his videos, I mean, it was pretty, like, his music is very scary and it makes the whole thing very scary. And they show a lot of the early testing on, animals, on monkeys. They would test the electromagnetic weapons, and you'd see the monkeys writhing because they were doing high levels of microwave radiation to them. It's scary. It's scary to equate that with what's happening to me. I don't know how much damage it's doing to my body, so on a visceral, physical level, I get scared, and I'm like, how can my body even get through this? I have a high, like, spiritual mentality that I'm like, man, I'm strong, and I can do, but how much can your body take? And that's what this guy's going by. He's like, this guy, physically, he can't take a lot more. He's like, I don't care how strong he is. I don't care what kind of faith he has. I don't care how much he loves his family. He can't take a lot more. He's just a body. And I feel like that's really dangerous, and people shouldn't think like that. And I don't know exactly how he thinks, and so when I say that, he's hearing me. I mean, they're right behind me. This is his house behind me. They are surveilling me to where they see through my wall, and they're watching me make this video, and they probably see through the camera on my phone. So it's like I've gotten more comfortable, but I don't know how not to talk about my attacker who's trying to kill me. But I guess let me get off of that, because that's not the problem. And like I said, that's not the problem. The problem is making people believe that this is happening, that these weapons do exist, tying it into stuff that we already know. And this stuff is not, I'm telling you, it's not like Star Trek. It's not like a nanotechnology, robots crawling in our body, stuff like that. It's not that far. It's chemistry and physics. It's new kinds of weapons, which they call non-lethal weapons, but you can shoot a microwave through walls. You can shoot it through certain material. It does exist, and when something exists and it can be lethal to human beings, it's going to be turned into a weapon. And we've learned in our history, when something's going to be turned into a weapon, it's usually tested on somebody. And these weapons come out, and usually they've been tested on, their own people, like the American people, the Russian people, so that they'll have weapons to use against their enemies. Now, I don't understand this philosophy. Apparently the people who do it, they understand it. So I don't gotta understand it, because I'm dying from it. And that's a sad thing. I don't have any rights. Like, I wasn't, and I'm sure, what? I guess I won't go much into this, but people love America, and people, if this was a transparent thing, I'm not saying tell our enemies, I'm not saying do something, I'm saying keep it clandestine, but there would be people who would volunteer. Hey, yeah, test that stuff on me. If it'll help 1 million Americans, I'll volunteer for that. But I don't want to volunteer for it. I want to do other stuff for America. I don't want to die from a microwave weapon with all this gang stalking. I want other stuff. And I think I should have a right to discover that other stuff. I do. I think I should have that right. And I think everybody should. And it's like, when people see me dying, there are type of people who are like, they connect it to themselves. They're like, I wouldn't want that happening to me. I want freedom. If that's happening to him, it could happen to me. And there's that type of person, and then there's the people that I've seen gang stalking, and they're like, it's not happening to me, it's happening to that guy, ha ha ha. And they're actually giggly and excited about hurting another human being or psyching them out. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. But there are different human beings. I guess I don't want to go too much into that. I do, because I go into it anyway. But then I want to say I don't want to go too much into it, kind of pull back. You see how I do that. But alright, guys, I'm going to end it. Live long and prosper. I just want to make a short video. The main point I wanted to get across in this video, I know I've gone into a lot of other stuff. The main point is, though, I think there is some other chemical that is involved in this, and maybe you gang stalkers throw it on you, or put it in your house, or it's dropped on neighborhoods, or something like that. And I think that reacts with microwave weapons and the electromagnetic weapons. I think that does react with it, because I did an Epsom salt bath. I feel like 1,000,000 times better right now. I don't know, he may, because he's hearing me say that, so he's like, he's going to turn it up. He's going to turn up the frequency. This is a military weapon, so it has a lot of power on it. And it is, there's something in the skies. There's something in the skies that can target it, and target it very accurately. And it takes some time, it takes some doing. But there are some people who are willing to do it, you know, and they think it's necessary, or they don't care, and they're just having fun. I don't know. It's not connected to me that much. It's just connected to me in the way that I'm like, I don't want to die, and I'm trying to defend myself or fight this in any way I can. You know, I was like talking to my psychiatrist, and I'm like, he's like, you're not going to attack him or anything. I was like, no way, dude. It's like, I don't even think about attacking him, because I just went and moved my corrugated steel the other night. He had a policeman over here saying that I was like doing it by his daughter's room, you know, moving the corrugated steel. Like, if I even went up and talked to him about this, he'd be like, he's hurting my daughters, and the police would have me on the ground. So there's no way. Like, me being intelligent, like, there's no way. I can't defend myself against him. I can't go over there and even talk to him about it. He's got me on that level. But he doesn't have me. I can still defend myself. I can get away from him physically. But it's some heavy vehicular stalking. There's a lot of people who are notified to, I guess, my case. And that means that there are people within there who might have connections to weapons, or might have connections to networking in other states. And that's the danger that I've done, you know, that making videos does, kind of. I mean, it's just a natural thing when you're out there. And I have to say, if you're making videos and you don't tell anybody about them and you're anonymous, that's okay. You're gonna be pretty safe. What my problem was is that I told somebody, an authority figure who works within the city. I trusted him and told him everything about my channel. And then I started getting comments about, like, from my stalkers who were trying to mess with me. They've kind of stopped because, you know, I just talked about it. I was like, oh, yeah, these are my stalkers. They're trying to mess with me. People look at those comments. Then I had people who comment, like, I hope she doesn't mind if I say her name. Kimberly Lee. Kimberly Lee is awesome. I've commented and talked to her a couple of times, and she was like, leave him alone, he hasn't done anything to y'all. And so I had people, you know, my supporters and people who've subscribed to my channel, and they were protecting me, and that was awesome. I mean, we can sometimes win our little battles, and I just think in the future we'll win a big battle. And that, dude, I mean, the stuff that I've been getting help, and I just, that's all I can explain it. I can't like go into the details of like, it was help because of this, or it was help, but it felt real, and it felt like there was help coming from somewhere, like boosting me the other way. Instead of like microwaves hitting me and crushing my chest, it was something, and I don't know, it might have been this technology used by somebody who's like, man, that poor little guy, you know, and I can't go in there and shoot up the place and fix it, but they may have had some kind of technology to make my life a little bit easier, and maybe that happens, and I don't know, but that's very hopeful. And even if it was just God in my spiritual, you know, the spiritual world, the spiritual realm doing that, that's still very hopeful. And it was very, very real, and it was powerful, and it was on a physical level that it helped me. So stay strong, and like, I've failed in this, so I'm not saying like, oh, I'm hardcore and I never talk to my stalkers, and like, you know, I'm just like, I'm ready for death and I do everything right. I fail. I fail. I'll take a bath sometimes, and they're surveilling me in the bathtub, and I get mad, and I'm like, hey, so you having fun? Well, I'm sorry. Let me put on some clothes because I know I'm insulting y'all while y'all are illegally surveilling me. I mean, I did that tonight, and that's not really a failure because the situation's so bizarre. Like, nobody's doing the right thing. Everybody's just way off. We're not living lives that are, like, virtuous and awesome and human greatness. This is, like, down in the dumps and, like, even because of the high technology, it's even worse. It's even worse that there's high technology. We're worse because of that. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm almost at an hour. I did get some work done today. I was driving around doing stuff. I do feel pain in my chest, and it's mostly moved. That's the weird thing. It was like I was telling my psychiatrist, I was like, it's totally moved from my genitals and my head just to my chest, and a lot heavier, but the same type of pain. What does that? And I say that in one of my really crazy videos that I'm going to release, and it's where I'm looking at the 3 Army jets leaving like chemtrails or something. And dude, I'm making these videos talking about this, and I know, dude, they are like, somebody is gonna watch these and be like, dude, this guy's talking about stuff, we got to off him. Like, I understand that at this point. Like, I've heard William Cooper, and he said, by making these broadcasts, I have sealed my fate. And I know I may have heavy stuff coming at me because of the stuff I talk about. Maybe because I'm right sometimes, and that's worse. But at this point, they're gonna try and kill me anyway, and I want to try and get away from it, and it's just happening. And so I might as well get some information out to the people trying to survive this stuff. I don't know what else to do in this situation. Like, I'm an American civilian. I don't have all the information, just like everybody shooting the weapons and gang stalking. They don't have all the information, but they're on a mission to do this or that, or poison my property, or or look at me sneeringly when they drive by, or something like that. Big important mission. But I gotta have a mission too. While I'm dying, or slowly dying, I don't know. And I'm not hopeless about it. I'm not saying like I'm gonna die and everything's bad, But I mean, you gotta fight, and like I hope for a future, like I hope for a wife and for kids and a regular job, and for these weapons to be banned so people can't do this to me. What I really feel in my heart, and I've prayed about it, is that I get an Airstream trailer and I move out of state and I do layers of deterrence against these people, because they have layers of treachery that they use to keep stalking you. They have layers of stuff, and they talk to people in new areas, and people get stuff, and it's like, it's good. Like, I heard this one lady, and they had messed up her jaw to where, in her cheek, where she, like, I had a hard time talking, she did. And she was like she said the theory about like she'd move into a new area, and it kind of looked like it was making people in the area happy. They'd start stalking her, and it seemed like they were getting something, or it was doing something good for them. And I think people have a philosophy that it brings people together, and they get presents, and it's like I don't understand that. I'm not on that side of it. I'm not getting presents. I'm getting presents. You know what I said the other night? I said he's kind of like an evil Santa Claus, and I was talking to him. I was like, you're kind of like an evil Santa Claus. I was like, nobody knows that you exist, or some people believe in you and some people don't, but everybody gets a present. Yeah, that was funny. But everybody gets a present. We have fun. We have fun with it. We do. But anyway, I mean, we're gonna get out of we're gonna get out of this, and really, I guess I want to say the 2 main things, and then I'll get off. I have a hard time ending these videos, and I see a lot of other people who do, and they're like, peace out, goodbye, and they try and end it quick, and I'm trying to do that. But the 2 main points were Epsom salt, clear your body out, especially if you do see, whatever they are, jet streams, smart dust, chemtrail, whatever you want to call them. I don't know if there's anything in them. My theory is that there is something in them, because I don't know why they would be doing that and spending so much money sending up Army jets. My theory is that there's something in them The chemistry of it is that it works with your body. And this was because I saw a video that explained it, and it showed it entering the body, and then it said that it rotates at the same frequency as the electromagnetic stuff that's coming out of the microwave weapon, so that it can contact with your flesh and do damage to the area where it's hitting. And so I connected that from the video, from seeing it so much in my own life, and then from like when I see it, I feel worse, like from the microwave stuff. And then when I do the Epsom salt baths, I feel better. I feel a lot better. So I wanted to impart that to y'all, and I've said it like 4 times. That's what I do. I'm just like, this again, this again, this again. And I just do that. That's what I do. That's my thing. But also the other thing is that, like, if you feel like you're hurting or something, there's always a better way. And try and be the most virtuous. Try and be the best human being you can be during this. And I don't know, with me what helps, I've always read comic books and watched hero movies. I love them. Like, this guy probably watches me watch Iron Man. He's like, this guy's retarded. I'm hitting him with real weapons, and he's like watching Iron Man. But what it does, and I'm getting off track again, but I watched Iron Man last night, and it just gets my mind thinking. And like, there's a lot of stuff emotionally that I connect with in the movie. I don't think I'm going to make a suit of armor or something like a retard, and but it gets my mind thinking about things that can shield me. It gets my mind thinking about what I really want to do with my life and how I want to deal with this. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying watch superhero movies. Well, do if that's a good idea for you and you connect with it. But find something you connect with that makes you stronger, and really focus on that. And focus on creating things. But if you feel like you're so tired and these guys are wearing you down and hurting your heart and just microwaving you, focus on something where you can relax and watch it, and use your mind and your heart together, and think of solutions, and think of what you want to do and who you want to be in this. Kind of mold yourself to be strong, to get stronger. So we've all failed. We've all been weak in this. Nobody's ready to be tortured 24 hours a day. Like, and I've told y'all, there were times when I was like, I'm done. Like, this torture, I don't feel like a human being. I'm done. I was like, I'm done. I want to be done. Like, and it wasn't like I hate life, and I don't think, like tonight, I just saw this really hot girl coming into the Walgreens. She might have been a stalker. I don't know. I mean, probably not. I was like, man, that's a hot girl. I'd like to date her or just ask her out. She's really super hot. And it's like, then I'm like, I can't have that, So that's really depressing to think. I don't know what my point in that was. What was my point there? I don't know, but sometimes it's really sad that you feel like you can't have things that regular people can have, and you've got to, live in this, So it's like, I can't ask, some hot girl out who, has a life, She's fiery hot, she's like doing her thing, she has a job, probably, gonna hook up with some guy who just beats her and is evil. Okay, that was me being negative. But, and see, I don't know, I got off track. But, okay, so focus on something, connect with something that helps you, because I know, okay, and that's what I was saying, like, I felt like crap, and that makes me mad, but there's a place you can go, and there's help in your heart and in your mind, there are things you can reach out to, and this will end. We'll get, like, I trust in God, that no matter what happens here, even if I die, I'll go to heaven, I'll have a heaven girlfriend. And I know that's like a la 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 la, that's magic fairy nonsense, but I do have a girlfriend. I keep saying that, but I do. She lives in another like city in the state, and we don't see each other, and it's going to be a long time before we're able to see each other. And so, like, I don't know. So that's we're kind of girlfriend, boyfriend. She's more like my ex-girlfriend, but she still wants to be my girlfriend. But that's like a complicated situation. I'm just saying, I'm getting way off the subject, and that's my specialty. I get off the subject, I start talking about stuff. But the main things I want to say, Epsom salt works, and there's help out there. And to like when you're feeling like, hey, I can't take this anymore, I'm just being flogged, and I can't take this. There's stuff you can reach out to that you love, like if you love music, or you love painting, or you love movies, or if you like data entry, or if you like math. Try and connect with those things and see God in them, because He's going to talk to you through those things. That's what they said. Somebody on YouTube I was listening to, they said, you'll see certain numbers, or you'll see certain patterns, or you'll see stuff that you love, and that'll be messages from angels, or from God, or from Jesus. Look for those messages. Don't hardcore look at numbers and be a paranoid freak. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying connect to things that you love, and God's going to reveal Himself through those things, especially when you're in times of I can't take this. And maybe that's where that came from. That help came from that. But it felt so real, and it almost felt like something like this guy shooting microwaves at me in my chest and in my head and stuff. It almost felt like it was akin to that, but it was a positive that. So there might be a war that we don't even know going on with this technology, and it might, and I hope that it's ending really soon. And on that note, I'll bid you adieu. I'll bid you guys adieu. I like these positive videos. I mean, this guy's hit me in the back with microwaves. I kind of feel it a little bit. I feel better from the Epsom salt, so I'm feeling a little bit more happy. I'm going to go finish a grant for cancer patients tomorrow, no matter what. I'm going to wake up. I have a post-traumatic stress counselor appointment. I don't know what I'm going to say to her. I'm just going to talk about the pain. I do recommend this. If you have a psychiatrist or a psychologist, and I had a psychiatrist who I told everything to. I was like, this guy is hitting me remotely. He's hitting me in my house with microwave weapons. It really hurts. It's on my head, my testicles. And I told him everything. And he was like, okay, well, I'm going to put your dosage of Seroquel up to 1,000. So he was secretly not believing me, but then upping the dosage of an antipsychotic medication. And that was great for me, because it didn't matter. He wasn't throwing me in a psychiatric unit. He wasn't putting me anywhere where I'd get hurt more. He was just trying to help me with the depression and anxiety, and watching every visit that I had, seeing what I would say. He was a very good psychiatrist, very good for me. But I got lucky. And that was the hand of God in that. And then I got thrown in the psychiatric unit, and I'm dealing with a psychiatrist who is new. He's a resident. And I have to say this. I'm 75% sure this is a delusion. I'm 25% sure that it is real. I'm having pain in my house. And he's like, well, that's a good direction to go. So the direction to go in is not thinking that it's occurring. And he did even say that he went on Google and searched it out. But he was like, I do believe it happens in certain situations. But he was like, if your family says it's not happening, and then it looks like in the situation that it's not, then it's probably not happening. He's smart, he's looking it up, but people don't believe in this stuff, and psychiatrists learn certain stuff in their books and in their worlds, that if you say, people are chasing me, and they're microwave weapons that are coming from above, doop, 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 you gotta be like, this is what I found, and I'm working my way in. I got my foot back in the door, even though I went to a psychiatric unit. I'm starting out with, I go into the house, and I feel crushing pain on my chest. And it was in my genitals, and it was in my head, but now it's just on my chest, and that's what I focus on. I say, I'm not focusing on this guy next door. I don't know. I don't know about the people shooting stuff at me. I just know I go here, and I'm good for a little while, and then I start feeling pain on my chest or here. And so that's what I would recommend. If you do have a psychiatrist, kind of back off a little bit. Just tell them what is in the real reality that you can prove. Kind of get your foot in the door, get a feel for it. Make sure they're not somebody who's going to be like, all right, psychiatric unit time. Be careful. Be careful about that. There are good people that will not believe you, and they will have power to put you in a psychiatric unit. That's just the reality of this, but it's just feel it out, because I had that one psychiatrist who I could tell anything to, and I went in head first. I was telling him everything, I tell that to my post-traumatic stress counselor, But I'm thinking tomorrow I might back off a little bit. She's talking about putting me in a group home where I can be with more people because she thinks I'm alone too much, and she thinks that's what's causing all this. Which is true. The isolation makes everything worse, and it makes the stalking worse because they think they can get away with a lot of stuff. But no, I'm gonna kind of back off and just talk about the pain, and that'll get you going in the right direction with these guys. You don't want to be, but if you have a family, you just got to feel out your situation. I can't tell you what to do, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make a big general rule for talking to everybody, but don't count people out. Like I see a lot of people. And I saw a comment that was like, you want us to go talk to psychiatrists and psychologists and get thrown away. And, like, in some cases, yeah, it's true, they do, but it's not every case. So it's like you got to feel out your situation. If you have family members that can back it up, and you can go into a counselor with your family members saying, I've felt this stuff and I've seen weird stuff, you're not going to get thrown to a psychiatric. And if you got people backing you up, you're golden. You're golden. My family is not, they don't live with me. They live a ways away from me. I mean, a short drive. But so I'm isolated from them. So everything that these guys do, it's not, they're not here to see it. I just tell them about it. And they're like, oh, well, we believe that you believe that. But anyway, just be careful with that. Kind of, your own situation. Alright, guys, I love you. God definitely loves you, and I'm just telling you, like, I felt some really bad stuff in the last couple of months that was, like, really devastating to my life. I don't feel like, I guess in the overall picture, I don't feel like I'm gonna die from this, but I worry about it hurting me permanently or keeping me from, like, working or something like that. I do worry about that. And I know I say things I just speak my heart sometimes on these videos, and I know that's it's probably dangerous. It's a little bit dangerous when you're fighting a war like this with people who are just like, they're looking for anything, and they're like, we gotta kill him, and it doesn't matter, and no thoughts or emotions are gonna get in the way of this. But I do. I from the beginning, I've told y'all what I'm doing. I want it to be transparent, and I want it to be real. I'm a writer. Like, I want to finish my fantasy book. This is, sometimes I don't even include this in what I'm doing in my life. I'm like, I haven't done anything. I haven't written my book. I'm not helping my mom. I don't have a job. But I think making these videos, it's a good thing. It's a big thing. It's something that will help people, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of all y'all, and I see people making videos, and they're fearless, and I'm proud of them. I'm really proud of them, and I get strength from that. I'm like, wow, that guy can do it, and they make way better. I'm making phone videos. They make edited videos where they're doing testimonies from everybody. And these targeted individuals are smart people, and they need help. They don't need to be killed. So I disagree with stalkers in that respect, and I guess I'll always disagree until this ends shortly, right? But alright, guys, I'm going to go. Live long and prosper. Pray a lot. I guess I'll end it in a prayer, and that usually helps me to end it. Dear Father, watch over us today. Please take care of our families while we go through this bizarre event. Help us to understand what to do to stay safe and to stay comfortable. Help us to pray and reach out for help, and please give us that help, because I feel like this is a battleground where there are good and there are bad, and sometimes the bad kind of, get real close to us, and that's all we see. So help us to see the other part of this, the other side of this. Help to open up the hearts of the people doing this to see that it's not going to get anything good for America. It's going to kill American citizens. Please speak to their hearts. Speak to everybody's hearts involved, and just show them the right way to go. And just help us all. Just help us all in this time. Hold us in your hands. Protect us while we sleep. Send angels down to cover us and protect our hearts and our minds, so that we can get information out, so that we can help people so that we can live good lives, so that we can live free lives. We can protect America at the same time as protecting our own citizens. Help the people who are involved in these programs to understand we need to protect our citizens, because if one person isn't free, none of us are free. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. All right, guys. I'm gonna try and get some sleep so I can have a good day tomorrow. Martin Luther King said that. He said, "If one person isn't free, none of us are free." And he was the most awesome person in the world. Also, JFK was the most awesome person in the world. Like, look what happened to them. It's not funny. Alright, guys, but I want to end on a good note. I want to say that there's protection. So be the best person you can be. Don't get out of hand and start cussing and looking bad, And I don't know how to explain that, but be the most noble human being you can be, because there's help out there, and there are people who they want to help good people, But there are people, though, that can be swayed, where it's like if you are nasty and you look nasty, they're going to be like, okay, well, let's go ahead. So it's a war, it's a battle. And some people, that's not even, because you're human, they're going to help you all the time. So, don't take that to heart, that you have to be perfect. Because I'm definitely not perfect. I'm the most far thing from perfect in the world. Like, in the world. In the universe, I'm probably the most least perfect person. But that makes me perfect, right? See how I rotated that? Alright, guys, I love you. Good night. And peace. Peace and love. And this lady on her, I'm going to steal it from her. She says, peace and light. And light. There's a good light that can protect you. So peace and light. And God protect you. God bless you in your fight. Please comment on my videos. I've had some very negative videos. So I've showed my patootie a lot, and I've meant to do that. I've said some things that are insults to the guy who's doing it to me, and some things that probably have gotten me more in trouble with the gang stalking. So maybe, I don't know, but I guess if you want to be careful and not get a bunch of people PO'd at you, I guess be careful what you say. I'm glad I said it, because that's how I felt, and I want to be transparent, and this is a journal. This is a video journal. So, alright, guys, I love you. Love and light, and God bless. Good night.